I don't care if your music is literally the closest it can get without infringing copyright. It's still stealing from the thing. Okay, so shall we start with the objective positives about Antarctica 88?
So Antarctica 88 was...
Why don't you tell us?
That's what I was doing.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh, no. Why don't you tell us what you think Antarctica 88 is without using the words the or thing? You can't do it.
Now, John Carpenter.
Mm-hmm.
He made a film that was very snowy.
Mm-hmm.
It had some weird alien creaturey things.
Mm-hmm.
It's a really good film. Personally, my favourite film. This is that, but bad.
So it's your favourite film.
Yeah.
We all know The Thing is not only a classic, it's your classic.
I do love The Thing.
If this game was gonna upset anyone, it's gonna be you.
It's gonna be Thing fans, yeah. I think one thing about The Thing is it really deserves to have a good game. It hasn't really had one yet. It's had games, but there hasn't been a Thing game since the PS2 one, but PS2 was a long time ago. So imagine the graphics now. Be incredible.
And I would also argue it wasn't the best game ever.
No, that's fair.
Antarctica 88, however, is also not the best game ever.
I don't know what you're on about.
It's added an element that I think the original 1980 The Thing was missing. That little thing that it needed to push itself from being a great film to maybe the best film. It wasn't really fucking funny. This is the funniest game I've played, maybe ever.
It was a good game. Okay. So it's technically an awful game, but it's a small group of developers. You can tell that they love making games, and you can tell that they put actually their heart and soul into it. So all our criticism when we talk about this is coming from a place of understanding and love.
Not understand. I don't understand this game. I don't understand this game at all. It's coming from a place of love, because I fucking love how funny this game is. It's the monsters. Stomp, 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 stomp.
Oh, God. The monsters are great. There's one monster, the first monster you see, which is the little kind of like, if you've seen The Thing, it's like the head crabby thing.
I guess it's more Half-Life head crab.
More like, yeah. And
face huggery.
More face huggery. But that is the image I get. I get the face with the legs.
We had a discussion, and I think it's quite obvious. I'm not going to research it. I don't care.
No.
I think they're assets that have been bought.
The first one, because that's what I was going to say, the first one looks relatively, not unique, but looks fitting for the game.
I've not seen it a million times before.
And it looks like it makes sense in a Thing copy. Then the second creature is a weird looking, which is actually the poster of the game, is a weird looking troll thing?
Friendly looking troll thing.
Okay, he's pretty friendly looking.
I just want to pat him on the head.
Although he does attack us.
Because you call him weird.
Yeah, fair enough. And then the third one is just a Demogorgon.
It's the Demogorgon.
It's literally a Demogorgon, which really doesn't fit in.
No, I was hoping for maybe some more body horror.
Yeah, I was hoping they were going to go down that vibe with the weird looking creaturey things, but I feel like they failed on that one a little bit.
That's what holds this back most, because when you go for that Thing-esque style, the point of the Thing is that it could be anything, whether it's a person hiding or a massive monster that's just flipping out tentacles everywhere.
Yeah, and I don't expect them to make their own assets.
No, of course.
Because it's a lot of effort, and to make something that intense would be...
I think 3 is not enough.
Yeah.
Because it gets repetitive. You see them once and you go, oh, that was cool and new.
Yeah.
And then you kill it 30 times and you go, okay. I mean, I didn't tell you because I don't talk to you outside this. I don't actually like you very much. But it kind of sparked a debate in my head as to, is this an asset flip? Or is it better than that? Or is there a middle ground and it's sort of sitting in there? Because an asset, I don't know, how familiar you are with the trash that has squirted itself onto the Steam store page.
I know the ones that have been quite regularly used, and I know the basics of asset flips.
The big ones, yeah.
Yeah, it's not really something I'm hugely familiar with.
Well, most of the time you get some guys bought some assets, maybe he got them free, maybe he stole them off the internet, I don't know. But he takes them and he throws them into a city. Here's a zombie with a black shirt. Here's a zombie woman with a brown shirt. Here's some generic city models. I've made a game. And that's kind of...
Yeah, I guess.
A lot of things end up like that. And this isn't that.
No.
Because there is some cohesion.
You can tell that they put a lot of time and effort into the design of the game, because it has the vibe that they're going for. It has the aesthetic they're going for.
We're going to talk about some of their other games in a different video.
Yeah.
So I'll save that. You can tell that they've learned, because I'm confused by this, because it says at the end it's their second game. But their previous game, which must then be their first game, is Death Park Tim. And there is a Death Park 1
There is, because we...
made by them.
Yeah, because we looked at that and we assumed it was like a Trolls 2 kind of situation where it was just a joke, they just jumped to the second one. But after you finish Death Park 2, it's like, thank you for playing our 5th game. It's like,
But after the end,
game?
after the end of Antarctica, it says thank you for playing our 2nd game.
Does it? I missed that completely.
Well, I replayed it for daytime footage, and
thank you for playing our 2nd game. There you go. So maybe it's a different team, maybe part of the company did it, maybe that's like a new team's 2nd game. But then it's strange to class Death Park 2 as your 1st game.
Maybe their development is so skew if and they're just going from thing to thing that was their 2nd game and then
It
it's
might
not
have been.
stopped being.
And maybe Death Park was their 5th game, so they have 3 games in between.
Well, this is their best game
Yes.
of the 2 I have played. I've not played Tanky Tanks.
No, we've not played Tanky Tanks, that's true.
All right, that hits on something that I think is quite important to discuss. By important, I mean waste of time.
Yeah.
Total waste of time. Why did they feel the need? I get why they felt the need, because it was weird and interesting and it stood out as a weird feature. But this has a real-time day-night cycle. What it means by that is it doesn't mean it slowly gets darker and slowly the sun rises. It means if you play it between these hours, it's daytime. If you play it between these hours, it's nighttime.
Yeah, it's a weird choice.
I went back and I got footage for daytime. Same game, but brighter.
Changes nothing.
Well, it makes everything look worse.
Oh, okay.
Because you can see it. You can see it more.
Fair point. But then again, there was one section where we got really stuck because we couldn't figure out where we were supposed to go. We needed something, but we couldn't find what this particular item we needed.
A conductor for a electrical component.
Yeah, something like that.
Generic survival horror thing.
Exactly. And we were searching and searching and searching, and I ended up watching a walkthrough because we were like, we're so done, we couldn't figure out what it was. And then in the walkthrough, they were moving around, and I saw a door that we did not see in the room that we were stood in that second.
Because it's just, that wall is pitch black.
It's too dark, and it's just burnt as well, so it just blends in, and you just walk towards it, and it just opens, so it's like, right, okay.
See, that's just bad design.
Yeah.
And I do
but in
have
daytime, you can see it, but nighttime you can't, which is a bit silly.
I do have in my notes that I kind of appreciate that they knew what they could do in terms of assets, and they put enough into the environment to make it interesting, but it's not overloaded with so much crap that it slows the game down.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of shit design choices here.
Yeah. There's one thing that, again, which would have massively helped in that section where we were stuck, because you do get torches in their games, but you can't equip them yourself. They will only be equipped when you're in the specifically dark sections that are just
The
pitch
cave.
black, which I hate that because I love having, especially because we were playing it at night, it was so dark in some corners so you just couldn't see anything. So you just had to kind of like blindly feel around in case like there was a cupboard door that you could open that you could look in to get something. And that's what I love having torches in games because I like being able to see everything.
I think you're asking for too much.
Well,
Because, as you were saying, we watched a walkthrough to find it, and we realised watching that walkthrough that it's also a mobile game.
oh yeah, because
So it's been ported over. And that's made me think maybe it is their 2nd game. But they've ported it over to console, and they've done nothing to it.
Maybe.
Which, evidence for that, we're playing on the Xbox, and it says press space to skip cutscene.
Maybe. You might be right about that, but I don't know because also bear in mind they had a statue of their clown in
Well, that means it came out after at least Death Park 1.
one. Yeah. I think we're off track now.
It's like Inception, this timeline.
I don't know where we are.
All right, I want to talk now about daddy issues. Because our main character,
Oh, right, okay.
he's got him. He's got him in spades.
From what we can understand from the story, his dad... Wait, spoilers, I guess.
We're spoiling a game you're not going to play.
Yeah, unless you want to pay £5 for a very short game. But, go for it.
Actually, all right, let's say...
Okay, let's not.
Let's say some thoughts, and then we'll
Okay.
talk about the daddy issues.
You go for it.
This is shit.
What a thought.
It's a bad game.
Yeah,
I get some Resident Evil vibes through it,
I accept that.
and I like that. But this isn't a good game.
But we had a lot of fun.
I laughed non-stop from beginning to end.
Oh, we were cackling.
I loved this game.
Yeah, it was actually like we had so much fun, and I still don't fully understand why.
If I played this on my own, I don't think I'd have found it as funny.
No, definitely play it with someone if you can, because
Or don't play it.
or don't play it. But if you want to play it, if you really want to have a go and you want to support
Do you
the
know what?
developers, go for it.
It's really short.
Yeah.
This will inevitably end up in a sale because
Mm.
it's sale VOD written all over it.
Yeah.
If you get it for less than £2
Mm.
and you have a free night and you don't know what to do,
Give it a go.
you've only got yourself to blame. Can't blame us, but why not?
Technically, we're recommending it, so you can blame us. No, it was a lot of fun. I don't regret playing that one.
I want to show you because all right, we're getting to spoilers.
Yeah.
Like we say, it's the thing. You're at a research base in the snow. There's monsters. You are some guy. I think you're Russian. The voice acting seems to make me believe you're Russian. I don't think it's voiced by a Russian. I think it's voiced by some guy in America.
They might speak Russian. It's close enough.
There's Russian, and then there's I drink the vodka, and I must stop the monster.
Yeah,
That's
fair
Italian. I don't know what that is. But you're some guy,
Hmm.
you wake up in a cave, and then there's monsters. And then you escape the cave, and it flashes back. And then you do a level, and then you wake up in a cave, and there's monsters. That's the first 20 minutes.
It's exciting stuff.
But in that 20 minutes, you meet a guy. Some guy saves you.
Yeah.
He drags you into a thing after a cave in. And he's like, you rest there, my man. I'm going to pop off.
Well, technically he says, rest there, my son.
But he says it in a weird old man Russian way.
Where he
It
could
makes
just
me-
be,
It could just be like, you're a young man and I care
my
for you.
son. Yeah, I get you.
It wasn't very clear.
No.
Turns out he's your dad. And unfortunately, he dies off screen because you find his hat, which means he's dead.
He's gone.
The only time I'm going to take my hat off is when I'm dead. You try and
Nobody.
take my hat before then, I'm going to kill you.
No body anywhere, no blood, but there is a hat.
And it's a Russian hat.
It's a Russian hat, so it's cut and dry.
He dead. He's not coming back.
But also, even though it is your father and you're sad that he's dead, you don't take the hat. Fuck the hat. Leave it.
Fuck the hat. It's not a family heirloom. I don't give a shit. It's just like I care about it.
I feel like that's the first thing
I've got my own hat on.
Yeah,
I can't
exactly.
take that hat.
What do you want me to do? Wear two hats? That's insane.
So you carry on with the game. You're not that perturbed by your father's untimely demise until
I think you do say, no, Dad, no.
well, that's the bit. That's the point I realised he was our dad.
Fair enough.
You carry on the game, and then eventually you get right to where you're about to leave, and the game decides to go, oh, here's some optional objectives for the good or bad ending, or the medium ending, which is you do one of the objectives. You're going to be half-arsed. But you go back and you destroy the research and the cave tunnel. So you stop the monsters getting out, and you also stop the research. And it's at that point you find out that the research is bad research.
We kind of found that out throughout. There's a lot of things to read and
I
stuff.
could have told you that.
Well, yeah, from
Day
the
one,
get-go.
right from the start. Minute one.
You've uncovered a weird alien thing that came from the ice. This is bad research.
This isn't good research anymore.
Please stop.
But then your dad turns up,
yeah.
and I know it's your dad, and I know all the character models look the same, and we had a debate about this, and you were like, that's not the dad, that's just some researcher. But concrete proof that is your dad,
Yeah.
because he's not wearing a hat,
He's not.
and he lost his hat, remember? Remember? He ain't got a hat now. That's a story arc as far as I'm
It
concerned.
is, yeah. And it honestly made me doubt myself.
So we shot him,
We did.
and we blew up the research, and we escaped. Yeah.
To be fair, I only was 100% sure it was his dad once we saw the picture of you and your dad together during the end credits, and he looked like him with a hat. It was him with a hat, you're right.
This game's just all about hats.
Yeah, it's
This
very
is-
important.
It's the big takeaway.
Yeah,
Hats are important.
hats are very important.
I replayed it to get daytime footage, and instead of doing the whole two objectives, good ending like we did the first time, regrettably, I just went for
Yeah.
it. And he turns up somewhere else. He turns up in the cave where you walk in and you go, oh, this is a boss fight room. And it's not a boss fight room, it's just some of the normal enemies.
But they do come at you.
And same thing happens. He points a gun at you and says, just leave. And I was like, well, I was trying. You could have just, if you just hid, I would have just gone. We wouldn't be here. You didn't have to point the gun at me. I'm
Yeah.
way ahead of you. And it gives you 10 seconds to shoot him.
Like,
He doesn't move.
No.
You can't move.
He's you can't move either.
You just stand there with a countdown timer. But if you don't shoot him,
Hmm.
he gets skewered. Skewered through the abdomen.
И мы с тобой должны продолжить.
Wasn't that just the best death scene you've ever seen?
Yes. It was
mean-
the best death scene I've ever seen.
I mean, they want to be compared to the Thing, right? You've got the chest defibrillator, yeah? The
Yeah.
bit where he morphs his head and he's flinging him on the roof.
Yeah?
That bit, yeah? And the bit where he goes, ah! And he lifts him up a little bit.
Oh.
It's right up with it.
It's perfect. It has the same emotion.
That's all I have to say about this game.
Yeah.
Oh, it's got driving sections.
Oh yeah.
Didn't expect that. That's
No.
effort right there.
That is. To be fair, that was like a cute little. It has
Two different cars.
I was gonna say it has two different driving sections. It's kind of cute. It's a little thing. The controls in this game are also a bit weird. They're all a bit scattered. Like reload, I think was RB, whereas your instinct is X. So the amount of times where you're just playing and then you press X and you
I want to
just
bring up the hints menu. The hints menu that
Don't give very good
I
hints.
checked it.
Yeah.
I went back and I was like, I need to see if these hints are as bad as I think. The objective
Yeah.
was something like go to the radio tower and call for evacuation. Yeah.
Mhm.
Guess what the hint was?
Goes to the radio tower.
Call evacuation. The hint was worse than the objective. It gave me less. Sum it up in a word. Pantarctica. Because it's pants.
The thong? Oh no.
I hate you because now I have to edit an image of this game wearing a little thong. I don't have a choice. I'm out. I'm done. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Have you wasted £5 on Antarctica 88? Did you play it on a mobile like a sick kid?
We're all sick kids here.
Some of us are sicker than others.
Oh no.
If you do want to leave a like and subscribe, it really helps support the channel. And you can also help us financially by supporting us through our Patreon. That is in the description. We appreciate anything you can spare or give or are willing to give.
Yes.
But apart from all that, thank you very much for watching and cheers.